First of all, the fact that we have Memorial Day tomorrow, and a lot of people don't really go to work, I'm off. The day should be a Torah marathon. I'm not kidding you. Memorial Day, Yom HaZikaron LaHashem, we learn Torah. Okay? Secondly, it's before Shavuot. People think only on Shavuot you're supposed to learn Torah all night. It's not true. Any night you want to learn Torah all night, by the way, you should know. Once it's already Shkiyat Hama, until Chatzot, it's considered already all night. From Chatzot and on is already considered different. All night means from Shkiyah till Chatzot. If you could learn Torah from 8:15, whenever Shkiyah is, until 1 o'clock in the morning, it's like you stayed up all night. You should know that, straight. So don't forget, anytime you want to learn Torah all night, it's a big thing. Don't wait for Shavuot. Maybe tonight is a night, since Memorial Day you're off. You learn Torah till midnight, then go to sleep, wake up for Shaharit, and learn Torah the whole day. You know how much you could be marviach? It's days like that a person designates. That's the difference between someone being a Talmid Chacham and not a Talmid Chacham. Yes?
Let's say you learn in the night, but then you have a hard time waking up the next day for Shacharit. Is it mutar to like, what's
Why should one trade the other?
Saying, so how do you make a distinction?
So I used to, I would normally have said, you know what, take the later minyan, go to a later minyan.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you, you're a strong guy, and most people that are young are strong and they're healthy. And I remember when I was working once, came home 3:30 in the morning, but I had a flight at 6.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't sleep.
Right.
I dozed for 10, 15 minutes, packed, and just went to the airport.
Right.
If it's for things like that, we do it. If it's for Hashem, we say Hashem could wait. No, we shouldn't do that. So now we'll go into the halachot that we were speaking about before. Maran beShulchan Aruch katav, v'zeh lishono. The Shulchan Aruch writes as follows. It says here Siman Mem Zayin, but in this version of the Shulchan Aruch, it's in Siman Mem Vav. So don't be concerned when you see it. Oh, the rabbi said the wrong Siman. Okay. Lo yikre psukim kodem birkot Torah. You shouldn't read psukim before you say the blessings on the Torah. Afal pi sheomram derech tahanunim. Even if you're just saying those psukim like supplications. V'yesh omrim she'en lachush kivan she'eno omram ele derech tahanunim. And some say no, it's the opposite. Since you're only saying it derech tahanunim, meaning you're not learning, then it's okay to read them without saying birkot Torah. V'nachon lachush l'svara rishona. However, the Beit Yosef finishes with the word v'nachon. That's a very powerful word, v'nachon. What does v'nachon mean? It is proper to listen to my first opinion, not to the second opinion. The fact that he commented stam vayesh nachon, we have to. It seems like we would have to follow the first opinion. So why bring the second opinion at all? Umashma shemaran eno machriya la'alacha kedat mi she'oser. The Maran, obviously, the master, he's not really holding like the opinion that says it's asur. He doesn't want to say it's asur. It's very dangerous to say something is asur when it's not asur. One of the things that we daven on Yom Kippur, timeti et asher tiharta, tiharti et asher timeta, hetarti et asher isarta, isarti et asher hitarta. What does that mean? I made something tahor when you said it's tameh. I made something tameh when you said it's tahor. I made something asur when really it's mutar. You can't just asur everything. It's not right. Umashma shemaran enu machriya la'alacha kedat mi she'oser. Ele rak nachon lachush bekach. He says it's not asur. You have lachush. What's a good English translation for the word lachush? Concerned, to be concerned, to care. You should be careful. So this does not follow the rule of stam vayesh. Stam vayesh means if he brings a ruling, and then he brings a secondary ruling that some people do, yesh omrim, some hold, we follow the first ruling, the stam. Achar shemaran siyem v'nachon, since the Maran finished with the word v'nachon, even though there's a stam vayesh, but in the yesh it has the word nachon, and in that nachon it says to follow the first opinion, shu lashon chumra. He's telling you that it's proper to be machmir. Does machmir mean it's asur? It's not asur. It means you should be strict, but it doesn't mean it's asur. Any questions so far? Okay. Now the Chida says in Shut Yosef Ometz, he says She'arei masoret beyadenu she'alacha kistam neged yesh omrim. You should know we have a tradition in our hands that when the Beit Yosef writes stam vayesh in the Shulchan Aruch, we always go kistam, against the yesh omrim, like it says in Shuvot HaRama and other places. So if that's the case, what's going on over here? So very, very interesting what I'm about to read you. Harambam Beshut Pe'er Ador. The Rambam says that you should be strict. That say strict meaning what? What does it mean to be strict? That you should say Birkot Torah before just reading Psukim. Va'afilu im bersono lomar Psukim. Even if he just wants to say Psukim. Udvarav ne'emu me'emei kodsho shel Maran. And for some reason, the Maran Shulchan Aruch did not see these words of the Rambam. And this was brought in Shut Yabiya Omer Chelik Tet, and everybody says that if the Beit Yosef would have seen the Sefer Pe'er Ador, Shut Pe'er Ador from the Rambam, then he would have said that he would have taken the Yesh out and he would have just left it as Halakha Kistam apparently. So Lachen Katavnu She'anachon Lachush L'Svarat HaMachmarim L'Machmirim. Therefore the Yakut Yosef and Rabbi Ovadia, he says that even if you're just reading Psukim in the morning, Kriya lo b'derech limud, you should still say Birkot Torah and say those Psukim after. So let's say you come to shul. We spoke about before about Kiddusha. What about if you come to shul during Tachnun? Let's say you're going to Bnei Yosef and they're saying Shlosh Esrei Midot Rahamim, Hashem El Rachum B'Hanun. No, I'm saying let's say you came to shul. They have another minyan, but you're in that room and they're saying Shlosh Esrei Midot Rahamim. You want to be mitzaref with them. What should you do? So it says, "V'chen hashomea yag midot rahamim me'atzibur kodem sheberach birkot Torah." So you didn't say birkot Torah yet, and they're saying yag midot rahamim. Yachol la'anot yag midot im hatzibur. You could still say with them, shlosh esrei midot. It's derech tahanunim. However, v'yesh lazeh chashivut kedvarim shebektusha. Even though it's so important that these 13 attributes of mercy is like a dvarim shebektusha, it's like tefillin. These words, so holy. Now, since it's a supplications and bekasha, you're not learning, going according to the Yesh Omrim that the Beit Yosef brought. So you could rely on that, even though it's not the halacha. You could rely on that for situations like this. That it's a temporary situation. Pasuk Shema Yisrael. If a person hears Shema Yisrael mi'atzibur kodem sheberach berkot Torah. Now people only think by Aleinu. Oh, if you go to shul, if they're saying Aleinu, you have to say Aleinu l'shabeach with them. Congratulations, you know a little bit. But it's for a lot of other things too. Shema Yisrael, if the Keilah is saying Shema Yisrael, what, everybody believes Hashem is one. You don't believe Hashem is one? That's what you're making it look like. You have to say Shema with the Keilah, at least the first pasuk and the first paragraph. What? Even if you said it before. Just say the first pasuk with them. You understand? Some even go with the first paragraph.
What if you're catching up and they're at Shema? You have to Shema then also?
You shouldn't do that. You should go wherever they are. You come to Keilah, let's say they're up to Baruch Hu, just go straight to Baruch Hu.
So did you go back afterwards or no?
How about if I walked in today and you're up to Baruch Hu? I didn't do the
You know what? If you came in and they're already next to Shema, you should say the bracha right before the Shema, and that's like Birkot Torah.
Oh, really?
Yes. That's why they made the bracha. Haboher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava is like Birkot Torah. So you should say with them Shema Yisrael if they're saying Shema, and be mekabel ol malchut shamayim with the tzibur without having to say Birkot HaTorah. It's so important. Now we learned on Shabbat, I don't know if you guys were here, we learned a Bach on Shabbos, a very long Bach on the tour, about why the Jewish people in the Second Temple era, Hashem was so angry at them for not saying Birkot Torah that he destroyed Yerushalayim for this reason. So the Bach says, is this really such a bad avera that you, for not saying Birkot Torah, destroyed the whole Jerusalem? Destroyed the Beit HaMikdash? Is really that bad of an avera? So he says, yes. And he brings over there, what it sounds like to me, when I learned this Bach is, people have to say a bracha on any hana'ah. You want to drink juice? She'akol. You want to eat steak? You have to say a bracha, hamotzi, if you're going to eat bread. And what, Birkot Torah is chump change? Chas v'shalom. Birkot Torah, you don't enjoy it? He says it's the opposite. The biggest enjoyment in this world is a spiritual enjoyment. And if you're learning Torah just to know the knowledge without gaining the spiritual elevation, you didn't do what the Torah intended you to do. You're using something holy for the wrong pleasure. Not only is it not, you're not enjoying from it, the wrong pleasure out of it, just to answer somebody or just to know another science. If you're learning the Torah just to know, it's a big problem. So therefore, the Birkot Torah is always connected to ahava. If you didn't say Birkot Torah in the morning, you could say, like we said before, Shema, Habocher b'moisa be'ahava. If you're close to that, why be'ahava? Because Hashem gave us the Torah as a gift. Nobody gives you a gift for it to sit around. They give you a gift because they love you. They give you a gift because you're special to them. Hashem says, I'm taking the Torah out of Shemaim. It belonged to the angels before. It belonged to me before. And I'm giving it to you. Baruch atah Hashem noten haTorah. The one that gave us the Torah. He didn't give to anybody else. Hashem gave us the Torah. So for that reason, we have to be in love with it. So when there's love involved, just like by Kiddushin, you have to say a blessing before you marry your future wife. When you learn Torah, it's like a marriage. And the Bach also says over there, why is there no bracha after you learn Torah? A lot of mitzvot, you have bracha harona when you enjoy. Sha'akol niya bidvaro, boneh nefashot. Mezonot ala mehya. Wine ala gefen. But then, Birkot Torah, there's no brachot after you learn. Why not? Never stop. The love always
Why
continues.
is it saying in the beginning? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Saying why
If there's a
how it
start,
should
there's no end, so why have to start every day? Just start, and then you never end. And it
It's,
goes
so I'll
forever.
tell you, very interesting. There is such a
Somewhere.
such a svara. There is such a svara that if a person stayed up all night, like the Ashkenazim do. The Ashkenazim, if I said the bracha now in the morning, tonight I stay up all night, tomorrow morning I come to shul, with the Ashkenazim, most poskim the Ashkenazim, the Aruch HaShulchan disagrees, but other poskim, like the Mishnah Berurah and other places, they say, if you stayed up all night and the morning comes, you don't say Birkot Torah. Somebody has to come say Birkot Torah, and you're with it. Why? There was no hefsek. There was never a hefsek. So because there's never a hefsek, it goes one. So if a person hypothetically was able to never sleep,
Never say it.
you would never say it. But that's the gadlut, by the way, of those people that learn Torah beretzifut. It's a very, very big thing to learn Torah be'atmada non-stop, constantly. Your mind is always thinking on the same sugya, always. It's not the same as those people that close the sefer and then close everything. It's very, very big. People that know how to memorize Torah, they're always walking and talking Torah. When you learn a Gemara, you should always write for yourself the Gemara, She'elot u'tshuvot, Shak Levatarium, and just review those question answers in your own mind. Right? So like we're doing now, you reviewed Baal Peh, it becomes Shagur Beficha, it becomes clean. Now, you want to take it up a notch and go up to the level of the MVPs, like the Gaon Mevilna, the greatest of the greats. He said, not only do you have to know Shak Levatarium, memorize the actual words of the Gemara.
Go forward and backward, right?
That's him. That was him showing off. You understand?
You learn forward and then
And learned it backwards. He knew, yeah. Like I said, the story with Reb Chaim of Volozhin, right? Somebody tried to make Reb Chaim of Volozhin upset. They said, who do you think was bigger, your brother, Rabbi Zalman, or the Gaon of Vilna? He tried to ask this question to make him upset. So he asked him, what's the word in Ashrei before Yoducha? So the guy had to go to Yoducha is Yud. What's before Yud? Tet. Tov Hashem Ma'asav. You see, you had to go like that. The Gaon of Vilna would tell you right away, on the spot, like a computer.
He knows exactly.
But why? Because he would spend time. He would spend time looking at it. He didn't learn it and look away. Looked at it. Fixed the vision inside your head. I want to tell you, when I had eye surgery, my retinal detached. And what happened was my eye became very sensitive to light. And what happened, the way it worked was amazing. I recognized something crazy. If I would look at something during that time when I had the surgery, let's say I would look at that clock, 9:27, I would close my eyes after, and 9:27 would still be in the light of my eyes. Even if I would look away, I would have 9:27 floating around for a few minutes, till it would go away.
So look at the sun, and then it's just
Exactly. That's how I had it. So you know what this means? It means that our eyes that are healthy we don't realize that happens. But your eyes record, and that image, that light, makes a roshem in your eye. It makes a roshem in your eye. So if a person looks chas v'shalom at zenut and it damages your neshama, why? Because that image gets ingrained in the light receptors of your eyes, the rods and cones. And if you look at kedusha, if you look at Sfarim, you look at Gemara, you look at mezuzot, you look at tefillin, you loker at Shem Hashem, you look at shiviti, it gets ingrained in the image of your eye. You're not going to make avera. You're going to be more kadosh. He'aver enai mereot shav. It's a pasuk. In the beginning of the Shulchan Aruch, it talks about it. My eyes take them away from looking at something bad. Why? People don't believe it, but the eye has an extreme power. Just looking at Torah words, is a big thing. I remember.
You said that the eyes is the entry to the neshama.
Absolutely.
I know it's going, so Jews
No
think
question. Ayin ze hamisha pa'amim havaya. You need 5 havayas to give your eye power. Why? The eye has 4 colors. The white, then the color of your eye, then around the color of your eye there's a ring.
Yeah.
And then the middle is black. That's the 4 colors. And then the inside of the eye. So that's 5 havayot, 5 yud ke vav ke, power your eye, plug in. That's the plug has 5 prongs, not 3 like ours. 5 prongs. That's why some people, when they kiss tzitzit, they kiss like this, right? Then when you say uritem oto, they kiss 1, 2, kiss 1, 2, kiss. Why? Because the eye, that's how the eye is formulated. Let me show you something. Come look. Here, let me put it here. You see this over here? So you have hamisha pa'amim yud ke vav ke,
Yeah.
but it's shaped. So when you kiss the tzitzit like this,
with them,
you're doing that shape. You understand?
Yeah.
You're doing that shape when you do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Should you kiss the seed?
So there's 2 ways. One is tzitzit 3 times. You just put it over your eyes and then you kiss it. But then when you say uritem oto, so then you want to kiss it 1, 2, kiss, and 1, 2, kiss. You're doing this shape. So because this is gematria ayin. Also, if you take the word, Hashem's name, Ehyeh, how do you open up Ehyeh? Aleph Lamed Pei, Hey Hey, Yud Vav Dalet, Hey Hey. That's how you spell every letter of Ehyeh, and that also is gematria ayin.
Oh, and that's the name of Shegi, right?
Correct.
Because you have to see.
You have to see. Correct. He had more visual than speech. Correct. That's why he was able to see prophecy better than everyone else. So that is the secret of ayin, einaim. So learning Torah, looking at the letters, saying it out of your mouth, being involved mentally, sweating when you learn Torah. How many people could say they worked harder for Torah than they did for their own job? How many people could say that? You understand?
Very, very few.
Very few. So speaking to myself too. You know? How many people get so upset if you tell somebody, you have an ugly suit, right? The person's going to cry. But if he doesn't know a halacha, if he just said shakol on water and 5 seconds later somebody gave him a candy, does he have to say another shakol? He doesn't know the halacha. He doesn't know. Why is he not upset that he doesn't know the halacha as much as he's upset when someone told him you have an ugly suit? It's a different values, different lifestyle. So, Birkot Torah, what that represents is Hashem gave us the Torah as a gift. You know, your father gave you a gift. He gave you a beautiful Corvette, right? You know how people wash the car, every small thing, the rim they're gonna wash. If somebody's gonna slam their door too hard, forget about it. The guy's gonna lose it. So just like a person wipes the tires, wipes the window, goes for a car wash every 2 days. How many times do we skip the Torah, subjects in the Torah that Hashem gave us? You know how embarrassing it is to see some people in our community that are Rabbanim, and they don't know how to read. They don't know how to read. They give him, somebody's mechabed him a bracha in the chuppah. Lo yodea likro. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I don't want to say. I don't want to give away too many clues.
No, I don't know. I'm just
But
saying
my
maybe-
point is, why do we go to Kriyat Torah? Because Kriyat Torah, you have to read slow. It's like Tai Chi. You're moving your hand slow so that one day you could smash someone's head. You have the whole movement. When you read Torah, Kriyat Torah is the main way to learn Kriya. See, people don't know, when you have ta'amim, if let's say you have a ta'am, a kadma, on the chaf sofit in the word amecha. And sometimes you could have it on the mem. So for example, amecha and amecha, two different words, two different pronunciations. You tell this to any guy who's an Amma Arts in reading, but he's a big Talmid Acham. Hello, you said amecha, it's amecha. Same thing. So why is it like that? So why in the pasuk does it say it like that? Why is it that on this word it's on the mem and on this word it's on the chaf sofit if it doesn't matter? You don't appreciate the gift Hashem gave you. Every detail matters. And that's how it has to be. So we should learn from this, and we should increase our Yirat Shamayim. That's what the Bach was talking about. Berkot Torah is supposed to increase our Yirat Shamayim, it's supposed to understand us. Hashem gave us this as a gift. And when after Chas v'Shalom, it's not Hashem gives us the gift and takes it away. It's Hashem gives us the gift and we expire. The Torah still continues. We expire. So it's like Hashem gave us a gift, here, use it, until you can't use it anymore. So how are you going to? You have to appreciate it. You have to appreciate it. Everybody be Matzliach, Bezrat Hashem.